Typically today we're going to talk about the monster of lust. Now what's interesting about lust is lust actually starts with a God-given desire. You see, lust comes from a sexual desire, and sexuality is actually something that God created. God thought it up. God had it in mind. And so what's unique about lust when compared to the other 7 deadly sins is lust is the only one of the 7 deadly sins that actually starts from a desire that's from God. Pride does not originate with a desire that starts from God. Envy does not originate from a desire that starts from God. Wrath does not start and originate from a desire that is from God, but lust actually does. Because it's born out of a sexual desire, which is actually from God. And so let's all be on the same page that sexuality, sexual desire, is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. I would go as far to say that it's a God thing. That God designed it. He created it so that humans could experience this wonderful, intimate relationship with one another. They could draw us ever close to one another. It's a good thing. It's a God thing. It's a beautiful thing. What is lust? How do we even define it? Like the best working definition I know is simply this, that the lust is desiring pleasure without a promise. It's fundamentally what it is. Lust is when I desire pleasure, but I'm not willing to make a promise. You see, when God designed sexual desire, when God designed sexual intimacy, God created it to be experienced within the context of a marriage relationship, and here's why. Because God didn't design sex to be a sheer physical experience. Instead, God designed it to be something that included our whole selves. It's a physical experience, but it's also an emotional experience. It's a spiritual experience. You can go as far to say that God designed it to connect two people in a way that almost our souls get connected to one another. It's why the Bible describes it in such a way that two people become one flesh. It's designed to bring a committed relationship together in a meaningful, powerful, fulfilling type of way. But when we choose to exercise lust outside of that, what lust says is, I want something from you, but I don't want you. I want to be physically gratified by you, but I'm not committed to you. And so what ends up happening in this particular context is it's outside of the way that God designed it. And because of that, lust takes us into other places that can leave us feeling empty, feeling broken if the relationship breaks apart, can leave us feeling unfulfilled, not the way that God designed it. We have to be people who have a plan for the pressure. We're people who have a plan for the pressure. Again, let me take us back to Genesis chapter 39. We go back to the story of Joseph. Here's what happens. It says that she kept putting pressure on Joseph day after day. But he refused to sleep with her. And he kept out of her way as much as possible. One day, however, no one else was around when he went in to do his work. She came in, grabbed him by the cloak, demanding, "Come on, sleep with me." Joseph tore himself away, but he left his cloak in her hand as he ran from the house. You almost get a sense from Joseph that he had a plan for the pressure. Now, truthfully, anytime you try to fight temptation, no matter what the temptation is, I promise you will continue to feel pressure from that temptation. It doesn't just go away, and it certainly doesn't go away easily. And so what you find in Joseph is he had a plan. He made the decision long before the pressure-filled moment. That he had made the decision before the decision, that he had a plan. He knew what he was going to do, and really the plan typically involves two things. There's a sense of that we learn to resist certain things. In other words, we keep away, or if the situation demands it, we run away. Those are really the Bible's two action steps for us. We learn to either keep away or we run away. I was thinking about this week. Somebody help me out. What is this that I'm holding? It's not a trick question. This is a real $100 bill. It's not fake, not Monopoly money. This is the real deal, baby. Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, what is this worth? You are bright people. This is worth $100. Now, if I were to take this and I were to wad it up If I were to spit on it, that was really gross. I shouldn't have done that. How much is this now worth? $100. Still worth $100. I mean, what if I were to take this and wad it up and throw it on the ground and just like step on it, trample it? How much is this now worth? Still worth $100. For some of us, we've done things or things have been done to us. We've been stepped on, trampled, feel wadded up and spit on. And it causes us at times to feel like we're worthless. My friends, there is nothing you've done or there's nothing that's been done to you that ever changes your worth by a single ounce. You are loved, beloved by your Creator. And there's nothing that you've done or nothing that's been done to you that has ever changed that reality. That you are wholeheartedly, unequivocally, unconditionally loved by your great God. That's the beauty and the grace of Jesus. This conversation is not one about shame and guilt. This conversation is not one about value and worth. This conversation recognizes that you and I have an enemy that wants to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to take every good thing that God wants to give you in life. But Jesus says, I've come so that you may have life and have it to the full. And it's the truth that sets you free if we can get honest with ourselves and honest with what's going on and lean into the power of God's Spirit that's actively at work in your life. My friends, we can experience God's best. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what's been done to you. There is hope. There is healing. There's a fresh start. There's a new beginning. There's a Creator that loves you. You are worth more than you will ever begin to fathom in the eyes of your Creator.